Hello and welcome to Summit Flashlights, the ideal flashlights for outdoorsmen. To begin, we were tasked with revising and improving the design of a flashlight to increase its functionality and increase sales for our company. To begin, we had a small handheld flashlight with a crank operation and two LEDs on the front. First, we needed to identify what could be improved about our flashlight, as we were told by management that we could not compete on terms of appearance. To do so, we surveyed random people. We asked them the following questions. We asked them if they think the flashlight is sufficiently bright, how likely they are to misplace it, if they think the crank is an efficient method to generate power. We asked them about any potential features that they would like to see added, and we asked them what their overall thoughts were on a scale of 1 to 5. We then compiled this data into an affinity analysis as shown. Each sticky note represents one answer to each question. The responses were sorted into different categories such as appearance, portability, function, price, or thoughts on the battery of the flashlight. There are other smaller sections that we will not cover. Each response was rated on a scale of 1 to 3 in terms of importance, allowing us to determine which answers should play a larger factor into our data. To benchmark these, we created an action, function, and opportunity table to determine the actual what each the flashlight needed to accomplish in actuality, as well as benchmarking the current needs of the flashlight. We identified from the affinity analysis that the most important parts of the flashlight were its ease of operation, how bright it was, its battery life, and how comfortable it was to use. To begin, 70% of people could operate the flashlight within a minute, which was not up to par, as well as the brightness was significantly lacking at 5.2 lux from 4 meters away. The battery additionally only lasted for 1 hour, meaning it needed to be drastically improved if we wanted it to be used by outdoorsmen on expeditions. The comfortability was measured using the coefficient of friction between your hand and the flashlight. Our results were inconclusive due to a lack of testing materials. However, we still determined that this area needed to be improved upon. From here, we created and interpreted needs of what we wanted our improved flashlight to accomplish. We wanted 80% of people, rather than 70% of the people, to be able to operate the flashlight completely within 1 minute. We wanted the flashlight to be significantly brighter at 15 to 25 lux from 4 meters away. We wanted it to have 6 hours of staying power. And we wanted the comfort level, the grip, to increase to a coefficient of friction of 0.5 to 0.8. We determined this using the accepted values of other objects that we knew to be comfortable to be gripped. We predicted the effects of the current system in our predicted drawing, where you can see the crank, gears, battery, and switch. We failed to include the actual magnet which would generate power. We discovered the magnet when we disassembled the flashlight. You can see the magnet in the image of our exploded parts. From here, we created a parts analysis of the entire flashlight where each individual part was labeled, and we determined the function of each individual part. Using what we know now, we were able to create design concepts for our flashlight that we would create. The first concept was a headlight concept. The second concept features a hatchet on one end, a little obscure, not chosen. This is the concept we ultimately chose. It features batteries in series as well as made of aluminum. We will talk more about it later. Other concepts we had were this larger handheld flashlight, a wristwatch flashlight, and a pull-to-start flashlight. We quantitatively were able to determine which flashlight was the best using a pew chart. We chose to use a weighted pew chart, valuing brightness, battery life, durability, and manufacturing cost greater than the other things. It is important to note that each of our designs had a higher manufacturing cost than the original, but as we needed to create a higher quality product, this was necessary to do so. Now for our finished product. To begin, we decided that we wanted to determine how many batteries we would need and then build on from there. We determined that we wanted our flashlight to produce 75 lux, which was in our needs range of light, at an angle of 15 degrees, which we determined to be suitable. For using this, we were able to determine which LEDs would be needed and the batteries to power them. Our calculations can be shown. Ultimately, it was determined that 2D batteries could provide 12 hours of charge, which was significantly greater than our requirement. But a welcome one, a welcome surprise, as when on an expedition, particularly a night expedition, having a long-lasting battery for your flashlight is very beneficial. A quick sketch of the electrical design. It features the batteries in series, allowing for the voltage to be added up, making it easier to power the flashlight. This is part of why we chose this design. And now for the technical sketch of our drawing, it features a rubber bottom cap, which can be removed so then the batteries may be inserted, as well as a lens covering the LED. The lens can be slided, as shown on this diagram, at a range of 2 3/4 centimeters side to side, which will then increase the angle of luminosity to allow the flashlight to be more specialized depending on the use case. Here is a side view of our flashlight. Again, you can see the flashlight, the batteries connected in series, as mentioned previously, as well as the LED and lens. And now for the exterior side view, it features cross hatchings, which will increase the coefficient of friction between your hand and the flashlight, making it easier to grip and more comfortable to use. In conclusion, our flashlight is brighter, more durable, it is battery efficient, is comfortable, and it is easy to operate, as opposed to the original. Thank you for your time.